Hi guys, thanks for watching. And in this video, I'm going to be just kind of ranting a bit, just talking about something that's been on my mind recently. It's basically talking. This video is basically talking about a situation. Actually, it's not about my situation. It's about a situation that I see some people involved in, and it's a case where, in our industry, in network marketing and referral-based marketing, where we're building teams, we're connected to certain types of people. And we all have our own team in certain companies, and maybe we have another team in another company or whatever. And there are all kinds of things going on. We all have multiple streams of income. Now, what I'm talking about in this video is I'm talking about a situation where, for example, you have people who are perhaps leaders, and maybe you're in a Facebook group or whatever for that particular company, and then all of a sudden, you get someone who comes in from perhaps from the upline or whatever and starts pitching your team on another business. Now, yes, I think that this scenario right here is wrong. I know a lot of people have different opinions about this, but I think it's wrong. What I'm going to say, what I think is right or wrong, might have different opinions, but blatantly, if somebody, for example, let's say me, okay, if I started a business, okay, and I joined a company and I started to build that business and I brought one person in, and this person right here starts to build it huge, and this person right here underneath me builds a big, big team, okay, and these are people I would never have met or never have known or whatever, and I'm meeting them for the first time or whatever. Let's say, for example, so I'm meeting brand new people who are coming into my team because this person directly under me, who got sponsored under me, started to build a big team under me. And then, if I go in and I bypass this person who I directly sponsored, and I start pitching another business to those people, do I think that's wrong? Absolutely. I think that is. I think that's not fair. I think that is, unethical. It's not right. It generally shouldn't happen. Now that's the blatant scenario here. That's obviously black and white. It's wrong. It shouldn't happen. I think most people will agree that that shouldn't happen. I think everyone I know would agree that that is wrong. However, sometimes in reality there are scenarios that you can't really control. That's not to say that I'm relieving these people because I think what they're doing, okay, can be acceptable in certain scenarios. I'm not saying that. There are so many different variables to consider. There are so many right ways and wrong ways, and there are so many different opinions. But one thing for sure, guys, is um, you know if you've got a large friends list, and let's say, for example, you're a very approachable person, you're a leader in the company, you're approachable, you do good things, you bring out good value, you've helped the team, you are the one where everyone seems to think that I can ask this person because this person is very approachable, and I can just send that person a friend request on Facebook, and now we're friends. So now that we're friends, time goes by, and obviously, when you have several thousand friends on your friends list, I mean, I personally have 4,000 friends, plus almost 5,000 friends. One does. But no, what I'm saying is, there are cases where you get people coming into your inbox left, right, and center, asking for your help, begging for your guidance, when they're not directly sponsored underneath you, but you are approachable and you support them, you help them, in spite of the fact that you have a very, very busy day, and you've got so many things going on. Sometimes you can't be totally in control of whether you know these people, how you knew these people, how they were introduced to you. Sometimes it can be obvious, and then you need to be careful. But sometimes I know that there are some people out there who do actually have certain software, such as there's a software called Social Blade, where you can actually it's a little bit like a mass email broadcast, but it's on Messenger, it's on Facebook. You can send one message, you can personalize it, you can put the name of the person and send it out to all your friends, and then everybody gets that message. I personally don't use that software, but I know that there are a lot of people who do. good friends of mine, and that's okay. I've received messages from people, and I sort of sensed, okay, that wasn't really directly to me. That was obviously a broadcast, so I just ignored it. But there are some people who get really uptight and really flustered and thinking, oh, I was just pitched by so and so. That's not right. I should report them to my sponsor because they shouldn't do that. Now, I agree with that. I think that there are cases where you're going to experience things in this industry that's going to make you think twice about who these people are, whether you should trust them. But, here's my advice, guys. One thing is for sure, though. Let me explain that I myself, I have never been in your inbox. Okay, I've never told people this. People see me as people see me as an expert marketer, and yes, and it's true. I bring in a huge number of people, and in Minerva, in 2 months, in just over 2 months, I brought in personally sponsored 324 plus people into my Minerva business in just over 2 months. How do I do that? Yeah, surprisingly, guys, I do that, and I've never actually gone into someone's inbox privately and pitched them. Okay, I know a lot of you do that, and I think it's great, and I should do that more. I'm not saying that's the right way or wrong way, because we can't do every right way. Okay, now that way is a good way, and I know a lot of people do it, and it's a good way. You should do it, and I'm encouraging you to do it. But I'm just saying that I don't do that. Okay, none of you have ever seen me come into your inbox and pitched you on a business, right? Now, I may have come into your inbox pitching you on a business simply because you asked me to do that. Like, for example, I posted a post on my Facebook timeline, and you requested more information. So I immediately come into your inbox and I give you that information. That's the only time where I come into your inbox and give you my link, okay? Because you've asked for it. Now, guys, maybe in the last 3 or 4 years, I might have come into someone's inbox, and just coincidentally, you might think, okay, hold on a minute, Edward, you actually came into my inbox and you pitched me on something. I don't believe I've ever done that. I am almost 100% sure I have never, ever, because I don't do this. I don't actually go into someone's inbox and pitch them. I have built up teams of over several thousand people personally sponsored. Some utilities, some traffic services, some systems that I'm involved in, some tools that I'm involved in. I've built a front line of over several thousand people. I can sponsor, that's fine. That's a skill that I have. But I do it without having to call people up. And I do it without having to use Skype. And I do it because I don't even use Messenger. I don't go into people's inboxes pitching people. What do? I simply drive curiosity on my timelines, and I broadcast publicly. I also do use YouTube, as you know. I do solo ads, I do web traffic, I do free classified ads, and all kinds of other things, social media, safe lists, all kinds, so many traffic exchanges. I could go on, the list goes on. I do all kinds of things to generate traffic. So there are some things that I just choose not to do because I can't do everything. But that's not to say that I don't agree with it. So guys, pitching people, privately on a one-on-one because you're connected with them, you're friends with them, that I see that as, on the whole, I see that as being fine. Now, there are certain issues, there are certain variables. How did you originally meet that person? Who introduced you? Was that person in a previous business who was underneath someone else? Then you've got to consider that. Guys, you can't keep up with that. It's almost impossible. And there are things that perhaps I'm even guilty of. And if I think back, there are certain people I've known for many years who, when I think back, the first time I actually met that person was when we were in a business years ago, and they were not actually directly sponsored under me, but they were sponsored under someone else in my team. But they chose to join me. They chose to come into my business. Or they came into my inbox requesting information about a business because we were already friends. Why did we become friends? Because they saw me as being approachable in that previous business or a business that we're involved in. They friend requested me and they asked me questions because they saw that my sponsor was doing nothing. Their sponsor was doing nothing. So they bypassed that sponsor and came straight into my inbox. So what happens? They're connected. They send me a friend request. They reach out. They ask for help. So what do? Of course, I accept their friend request. And then what happens is that down the road at some point, I'm broadcasting about a business opportunity on my timeline publicly. And then what happens is they come into my inbox asking for information. Do I remember where they came from? Do I remember that they were once underneath someone else in another business or whatever? No, I don't remember that. Okay, they might have changed their profile picture. If I do remember that, I'm sure I will be in their sponsor's inbox or in their original sponsor's inbox, saying this person is interested in a business opportunity that I'm involved in. Maybe you might want to take a look, because I respect that they were originally under you, and I wouldn't have known them if it wasn't for you. I could have done that, of course, if I had thought about it, or if I'd remembered how I'd actually met them in the first place. But guys, this online industry is very, very hard. When you have 5,000 members you're connected with, both on YouTube and on Facebook, okay, and a lot of these people are just different. You don't know where they came from. You can't always recognize them by their profile icon, because they don't always use their face or whatever. They change their face, or they use an old picture, that's different or whatever. So, or they change their name or whatever. But, even if they use their real profile information, you don't always recognize them necessarily. And sometimes it's difficult to remember our previous correspondence or how we originally met, and it's the same in current businesses. I'm in a current business. I'm in multiple businesses right now. And, there are cases where, the upline, the leader, the person at the top there, he or she, they're doing so much for the team, for the entire team. They put together a nice Facebook group. They flood it. They add huge amounts of value. They're always approachable. They're always supporting. They're always there. It's almost impossible not to have people come and friend request these great people, because they're helping out. They're spending night and day. They're doing this full time. The rest of you guys, you're off doing your job. I see a lot of people just dumping their team into a group, or into a chat group or whatever, expecting the leaders to do all the work. I myself, for example, I spend a lot of time in the chat groups, supporting people, helping people, guiding people, putting people back on track. Who are these people? I have no idea. They're under someone else. They're not in my team, but I'm looking after them because their sponsor is doing nothing to help. All right, this is what pisses me off. This is what irritates me. And the big thing that irritates me more than anything is when people just unload. I mean, it's literally they're digging their referrals, and they're just dumping them off into the group because they know, oh, so Ed will help them out. Oh, our upline support will help them out. But you see, the funny thing is that I'm involved in a particular company, all right, and I'm just within someone's team. All right, I'm just within someone's team, and I've been made an admin of that group. Okay, why? Because I'm providing a lot of value. I'm helping out in there, and I've built a big team myself. And I think I take I take a responsibility that, since I'm bringing a huge number of people in there, I'm not going to just dump my people in there and expect someone else to look after them, especially someone who is not even in my upline. How could I possibly do that? How dare I do that? That's why I'm active. So as a result, I've been made an admin. Great, I take it. I honor that, and so I'm active in that group, in spite of the fact that I have systems to take care of, in spite of the fact that I have other income streams to manage and get involved in and support. I have taken responsibility to help those people. You guys have no idea. Do I have a daytime job? Do I have kids? Do I have a family? You guys have no idea what goes on in my day life. And I have to understand that you are busy. I have to understand that you can't help and support your team because you keep telling me you're a newbie. In 2 years, I've seen people tell me endlessly that I'm a newbie, I can't help, I can't do anything. But you bring people into the group and you expect others to help them out. I'm just going to talk blatantly here, guys, because yes, in Minerva, there is a group. Okay, we have our team group supported by our leader, who is Matt Feast, top man. He's put in huge amount of effort, huge amount of work, supported the group, and is always in there giving guidance, giving support, and supporting your people. And then there are other leaders who have brought in a huge team who do absolutely nothing to support their team. Those leaders who are under Matt are not under me, but they're bringing people into that group. And guess what? Because I'm an admin, I help them. And I'm thinking, where the hell is this person who's brought all these people in? Where are they? They're not in my downline. I'm helping those people. And that is what really irritates me, when those same people come and criticize some of the leaders, not me, but some of the leaders are being criticized because now, because those people downline obviously saw, for example, Matt Feast and others, and who are very, very approachable. They had no one else to turn to. They had no one else to get support from. So who do they go to? They go to the person that seems to be the most, the most approachable, and they go into their inbox. They send them a friend request on Facebook. They ask for help, and they expect it. Some people are actually quite spiteful. You don't know this, guys, but some of your teammates, some of the people who you bring in, are actually quite spiteful. They need to learn some manners sometimes. They have to understand that we're in this together. And they are not necessarily in my downline. And it's funny, the people who are in my personal downline have great manners. I don't know why it works out like that, but it's always the people who are nasty who are in other people's downline. And they demand help. They think that I'm part of the support. They think that I'm the one who needs to be there to help and support. And they demand it. But little do they know that I'm actually not their sponsor. I'm not even anywhere in their upline. And they demand help. Even if I was in their upline, their first point of contact should be their direct sponsor. But where the hell are they? They're not even in the group. They don't help and support. They just unload their people and they expect others to help them out. So, it's not right. It's really not fair. I've put together capture pages for free, landing pages, funnels, banner ads, animated banners, and more people keep coming into my inbox. Oh, we need banners. We need more banners. We need more pages. We need a better video. I get people who come into my inbox, and there's no wonder why I sometimes shout at people, because I do. And there's no wonder why I start blocking people, because I do. I do block people, and I will be blocking people, because I have almost had enough. I know I started this video and I try to keep it all positive, but it's a rant that really irritates me. And if people continue to unload their valuable team members in that group, that's fine. I'm happy to help out in the group publicly. But when they start sending friend requests, you better be careful, because they're going to catch wind of the other income streams that I do. They're going to catch wind of that. You up your game. You get out there and you start supporting your people, because otherwise you're going to lose them. And that's the way this industry is. You can't complain about that. I'm not going to deliberately come into your team members' inbox and start pitching people. I don't even do that. But there are people out there who do that. Do I think it's right or wrong? It depends. All right. If they blatantly come in and they pitch, I think they could have done it a better way. They could be more ethical. I agree with that. However, when your team comes to a leader who puts in all the work and effort, who's putting a huge amount of value into the group, and they catch wind of another business opportunity that they're involved in, you better be careful, because that is what's going on. Okay, if you want your team to be protected and controlled and supported, you better make your own Facebook group. I'm not supporting that what I think is right. If you bring your people into my Facebook group, I'm not going to pitch them, because I don't do that. But I can't guarantee that there are not going to be people out in the Facebook group who's going to come into your inbox, who's going to start pitching them on another business. Okay, and do I think it's right or wrong? It depends. How much value has that person given your people? How have they helped out? Have they supported? But no, I don't justify that. I think that this is right. I don't think that if they've been helping you in, for example, this business, and then all of a sudden they come and talk to you about another business, I think it doesn't sort of relate. However, there are so many variables. It's hard. I don't think that they should just suddenly come and talk to you about another business. I agree with that. And I don't think that, on the whole, guys, pitching is a very, very sensitive issue. Who is pitching you? Who is pitching who? it's very, very sensitive. There are so many variables, so many issues. That's, to be honest, guys, that's really why I don't pitch people. That's why I don't pitch people. And I sometimes regret, I think I should go into people's inboxes offering them a great opportunity. I believe I should do that sometimes. Not that I'm trying to just deliberately pitch people on something that I think is unethical. No, I'm just simply saying that, for the people who are close to me, for people who are directly connected with me, the people who I've built up and know, like, and trust, what's to stop me from coming into their inbox and saying, hi, we've been connected for a very long time. I really appreciate being connected with you. I have an interesting business opportunity that's helped me make some good money. Are you open to looking at a business opportunity? I don't do that, but I could do that, because a lot of people are in fact doing that. So all I'm saying, guys, is, do I think it's right? It could be okay. Do I think it's wrong? It's a hard one, That's all I'm saying, guys. So anyway, sorry for the long video, but I know I'm probably going to get a lot of comments under the video and people have their different opinion. I'm not saying that this is something that I've been personally doing. I'm really talking about, a bunch of other people who are having an issue about something. But I think all this will be resolved if, number one, you stop bringing people into a group if you're not going to help them. You make your own group, okay? Number one. So you up your game. You only bring people into a team group if you're prepared to be in that group and be active and help them. If those people that you bring into that group choose to join someone else in their other business, it's because you are just leaving them. You're dumping them. They don't like that. They don't trust you anymore. Okay, that's number one. Number two is, well, I mean, I basically said it all in number one. But guys, the bottom line is this: if you don't like the way people are, and you don't like the fact that people are coming into your downline's inboxes pitching them on another business, here's what you should do. Make your own groups for that business. Start making your own private groups, all right, for your team, and support them. Don't just leave them. I know you've got other businesses. I know you run out multiple streams of income. I do as well. But that doesn't stop you. That doesn't mean that you should go off and just leave the people in there and expect someone else to help. How should that be right? Because I'm in a particular group. We've got Matt in there. We've got Michael in there as well. And, we're helping the people in there. But then there is other people bringing their team into that group. But this person is not even in my downline. And I'm thinking, why am I helping all these people where all these people are bringing their downline into that group? I'm really only focused on helping my own team, and when I see my own team posting in that group, I'm going to be in there supporting. Yes, there are other people, and it's cases like this gives you a bad taste in your mouth, thinking, forget it. I don't need to make marketing systems for these people, and that's why sometimes in the past I have said that this marketing system is just mine. All right, I'm not going to give it out to your team because you're not in my downline. I've wanted to do that because it's cases like this make me think, well, sod you. Okay, you're bringing your people into my, into my system, but I don't even have a vested interest in helping you guys. But I do, because that's the kind of person I am. But then when situations like this and people bitch about people, it makes me think, well, okay, why do we even bother? Why do we even bother helping your team? Why do I even bother bringing out Network Solutions Pro for you guys? Why do I even bother building all these funnels and banners and animated banners? Forget it. I'll just keep it to my own team. You guys can just do your own thing, because you guys are just so lazy. You're expecting people and bringing people into my groups, my systems, and you think that just because Ed is the approachable one, Ed's the one that's going to help. Oh, I don't understand. I don't know how to help you. Contact Ed. Ed knows. That's always the way it is, and it annoys me. Okay, I'm going to start blocking people if they do that. You can just do your own thing. Go and get your own system. Go and spend $100 a month setting up your own system so that your team can use your system, not mine. All right, think about that. Okay, forget it. Now, I'm not trying to justify thinking that now it should be right that I should pitch your people. I don't even want to. I don't want to pitch your people. You keep your people. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying that don't start bitching about other people who have been pitching your team, because they've been out there helping a lot of people, and I'm not justifying the saying that that pitch is right or wrong. I'm not saying that. Yeah, up to a point, I say it's wrong, maybe. Okay, but what I'm saying is, unless you are, squeaky clean yourself, unless you have, upped your game, unless you have, been in that group and supported your team the way you should by being a good upline, then you have nothing you can say. Two wrongs don't make a right. Yeah, okay, I say that the pitching thing is wrong, but I also say that what you're doing is wrong as well. Okay, so two wrongs don't make a right. You're wrong, they're wrong, everybody's wrong. Okay, just get over it and up your game and start supporting your team more. If you do that, everything will be fine. You won't have a problem. I don't care people pitching my downline, because all it means is I need to up my game, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to be a person of value, help as many people as possible. We're all victims at the end of the day, and I've lost a lot of people onto other people, but I've also gained a lot of people because I'm just an approachable person, and I'm always getting new followers and new contacts. Okay, it's just the way it is. All right, but I always pitch openly. I don't pitch privately. End of story. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.